let's talk about the 80-20 rule. Just got out the gym and shit, bro. Talk about body game. Can't talk about it, gotta preach it, right? So can't just preach about it, gotta be about it. Excuse me, but yeah. Just got out of there. All cardio day, just 5K on the treadmill. But let's talk about the 80-20 rule, bro. Like that's a, you know, I don't know if people really understand it and how statistically it is kind of can be measured as well too. We like throw out statistics and stuff, so. If you don't know what the 80-20 rule is, it's basically 80% of women only are attracted and aim for 20% of men. And it's especially potent or true in the black community. You know, black women can't really, I wish I was on my computer, they lead all ethnic groups and you know, obviously male or female, and having 4 or more children. I think it's some high percentage. So they have more babies than men, right? And this truly preaches and truly indicates that the 80-20 rule is true. Because 50% of black men don't have children. 54%. So half of the black male species don't have children. And don't give me that, well, you know, guys are gay and, you know, hey, that got a small part to play in it. But it's a lot of guys that don't get sex. It's a lot of guys that protect their seed. You know? And it's true. I mean, you hear women, you know, around the internet, TikTok, YouTube, talk about guys being medium ugly or whatever they want to call it, or you know how women just hate to compromise, and when they do compromise, then they level up. I talked about the lady that's going around doing an interview talking about her husband that paid all the bills and did everything right, but just couldn't get her off in the bedroom because she physically wasn't attracted. He sat down and told her, you know, why, you know, she don't like having sex with him unless she's drunk, and she told him the truth, talking about she just wasn't physically attracted to him. And that's kind of what spawned that short video I did. Like, men, you don't know if you're physically attracted to a woman. If she just humping you because of the money, then she can never be wifey. But a lot of y'all get it mixed up. And women are very selfish. I told y'all they the real narcissists. Did a video on that. So they not gonna sit here and just they even if you providing everything, you hitting that bottom. You know what I'm saying? And you paying bills is never enough. And when you demand more out of a woman, especially black women, that's my experience. When you ask them to do a little bit more, it becomes a problem. It becomes an argument. It becomes about what don't you do, even if you do a lot of shit. You know, that's why I'm single and I ain't got time for that, bro. No matter how fat, ugly, skinny, sexy, bad, wherever you like them, medium, ugly. Some niggas like ugly hoes, some niggas like bad hoes, some niggas like normies. It's always the same game. Even single mothers, you'll think, well, they appreciate me for helping her out. Nah, it still ain't enough you help her raise her children. And she ain't give you none, or she gave you some, or you a good, it ain't enough. It ain't. So when you figure out, no matter how good you do, it ain't enough. I was watching Minister Jab stuff. This today, you won't see this till like Friday or Saturday, or possibly Monday, but Minister Jab did a stream in the middle of the day on Wednesday where he talked about, he played this clip of this man giving his girlfriend, you know, a 2000 Louis Vuitton bag. She cried because it wasn't Chanel. Gave her $750 in cash for her birthday. Took her to a great restaurant, and she got mad because he didn't get a Chanel bag and canceled her whole birthday. You know, sounded like he was from like Louisiana or something. Like, all right, whatever. I don't know if it was a skit, but the relationship would have been over. She said, "Take your stuff back." Okay, bam. Don't call me again. When I tell you it ain't never enough, and I'm gonna talk about that too in the video if I remember to jot it down. But back to the topic of discussion, it's true. And when you tell black women that, and they some lying motherfuckers too on the internet. You know, when you tell women in general they some lying up, they're liars. That women cheat more than men. I had girls, how do you know that's true? How can you measure it? Because I know a lot of dudes that's not getting sex. My coworker's son, he in his 20s, I believe, he's a virgin. He just say it's too bad out here, and he good. He ain't tripping on it. I remember I went to school with this dude, I ain't gonna say his name, I went to school with him, and they kind of clowned him because he said he was a virgin. He was like, he had a girlfriend or a prime date, he said, like, if I get pussy, I can get it. I just ain't pressed. Some guys literally ain't pressed for pussy like that. Some dudes ain't really pressed for it. Usually the older you get, you feel, you know, the more scares you get, pregnancy scares, and that kind of slow you down a little bit if you got a conscience. But of course, women have the key to sex, men have the key to marriage. So if women can just, you know, get sex, no matter, you got fat, ugly chicks that niggas is begging in their inbox to hit. They confusing lust for love or lust for wanting a relationship. That's why you got girls going around the internet saying dudes are offering dick more than they offering dates. Okay, then that just let y'all know right then and there, ninjas is hitting it for free. So why you know, spending money and you feel like you gotta take these hoes out or whatever, the women that you desire, you feel like, you want to court and vet, that's fine. But not no hoes. And if you court and vet her, you find out you her hoe, then it's just, hey, it's either you gonna move on or you gonna invite her to the crib, say I'm gonna cook for you, smash out, and that's just what she is. But women have the key to sex. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. So if you had the key to something, and a guy, even the top-notch guys, have to work to get sex. If it's running game, if it's, going out there, whatever. They got to work to do something to get it. And women can just say, hey, I want you to the average guy. And the average guy gonna be like, okay. How couldn't they cheat more? How couldn't they have more babies? Come on. How couldn't it be possible? So when you go on dating sites, the 80-20 rule is proven again. This is not backed up by the CDC, but it's like 80%, like women only swipe right 20% of the time. Men swiping right 80-90% of the time or something like that. Don't exactly quote me on that. And then you got to factor in the guys that women like that they just turn down just for the fun of it. Or just for guys to keep working. What I tell guys, once she say no, it's a wrap. Don't sit there and beg, don't plead, don't say, oh, you got a boy, just walk away. No matter if she keeps staring at you, she keep throwing choosing signals at you, whatever it may be. For her, she gonna have to come back and beg for you to go back out with her again. For you to even consider it. Fuck that chasing these hoes. And chasing these women. Forget it. It's just, it don't make no sense. It don't. But that's just what it is. 80% of the women are all going for the same 20% of guys. That's why the same 20% of guys make up the majority of the baby fathers out here. And whatever those guys may have, you might say, well, out of the 20%, 50% of the 20 is Pookies and Ray Rays. I can't break it down like that. 20% might be athletes. Might be above 6'2", 6 foot and above. The majority of them might be skinny, might be thin, might be athletic, might be a little chubbier, might be and we know, and part of that is obviously in the other 80% of men and the other 20% of women. So are the 20% of women that's not in the 80%, are they all fighting for the last 80%, the other 80% of men? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because we just said 4% of men don't father children. So I don't think they fighting over that. Out of that 80%, they might be fighting over 50, 60% of those guys. Now, can it be something that takes a guy that's outside the 20% and put him inside the 20%? Yeah, I mean, a woman could just say, maybe I see something in you. Maybe you might be my type. Maybe, I'm willing to compromise till I find something better. Maybe money might be to compensate. But once you overcompensate, then looks reign supreme. How about that? Looks reign supreme even over money and status. My boy Mike is right. Looks reign supreme. They reign supreme amongst women, especially black women. Looks is number one. Looks is number one. And whatever that look may be tight, may be facial, may be jaw structure, may be body. It may be a thing of swagger, how you walk, how you move, whatever that may be. You see dudes, pull up in the Benz and pay a girl whatever to come over, but then it's a dude that's pulling up on a mountain bike, on a 12-speed mountain bike, that's hitting it for free. I remember on Luke Cage, he's like, he's sweeping hair on the floor, and the drug dealer dude like, what's she seeing that ninja? He said, son, if you got it or you don't got it. So a lot of times it's not about money or status. It's just, you gotta have it. You know, you gotta have it. Now, can you compensate? And I don't know by the time this video go up, the video should be already up, where I talk about how you can make a woman like you. And usually it's done indirectly. It's done unconsciously, bro. So if you're going out trying to do it purposely, that's chasing. And what I alluded in that video is I've done it subconsciously. Like, it wasn't an effort. It was where I would work with women, or I would see women on a daily basis, and we would have conversations. And Minister Jab said something that was really, really interesting, right? So I was talking to this chick, whatever, and she was like, and I asked her what she liked about me. It was just, we just happened texting. You know, we texted in the middle of the day, and, you know, she basically said that, and I could screenshot it too. She was like, wow, you know, she named some things. One of the things I love about you is that you're very knowledgeable. You know, and that's because I love the research. I love the research. That's one thing I love to do. I love the research stuff. One thing I was in college, I was good at researching and writing people papers. So I love to read. I love to research. So I know a lot of things. I love statistics. I was never really a numbers guy. But when people, you know, I was raised to be pretty much well-rounded. So I would go out to Cranbrook. If you watch 8 Mile, you know, Clarence had 2 parents. He went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. My stepdaughter, one of the kids in her school, who was in the middle of the hood, he actually got a full ride scholarship to Cranbrook High School. That's a big accomplishment. But I used to go out to the Science Center, which is amazing, and to their libraries and stuff, and I would go out there, read. My mom would drop me off at Borders, and, you know, she would, you know, we would go to Borders, or she would go shopping, and I'd be at Borders reading books and shit and picking out books. So yeah, I would just always read stuff, and her and her husband would always, you know, quiz us on. I remember when the Charles H. Wright Museum opened up in Detroit, we would go down there to the African Fest. We would go down there. They would quiz us on stuff. I would sit on my grandmother. She had a water bed, and she had a couch, and I would lay on the couch while they would sleep, watching Soccer Zulu, watching old Western. So I was always able to absorb, comprehend information, and be knowledgeable. So I watch a lot of things, a lot of the manosphere stuff. It helps with the statistics, like Medium Man throwing statistics out there. So I'm able to remember it, look it up, research it, look more statistics up. I'm actually watching, you know, different videos on the benefit of olive oil, drinking it on an empty stomach before you go to bed, fasting and stuff. And so I'm obviously, so when people talk about stuff, I usually can, you know, relate to it, can speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So women love that when you knowledgeable and they you talking and you know about what they talking about, but then you listening. So I'm able to listen and communicate at a really great level. I'm ready to pay attention. I can tell what a girl's favorite color is, what she said. I can remember the birthday. It's because I'm paying attention, because I'm listening to everything she's saying. You know, not to be a dick about it, but see if the bitch lying, or she telling the truth about it. So that way, you know, even if she tell a lie and I run through it and I remember, oh, she said that, I know what she said. And sometimes I call her out. I thought you said this, and maybe she said, well, you know, woo. Yeah, I mean, listening is key. That's the best part of vetting. You know, sometimes you listen, you ain't even got to ask the right questions. You ain't got to ask shit, just listen. When certain women, you know, when I say certain things or ask certain questions and answer them a certain way, I already know that I'm not gonna like be serious. And I'm at the point too, and I admit this shit. I'm at the point where if we don't have a connection, bro, like I don't even want to smash. And I can admit that. Like if we don't get along and we ain't like cool like friends and we don't click like that and we don't go out and have fun, this still in the conference, I don't even want to even put myself in a position where you could beat a baby mama and I just can't tolerate your ass, or we ain't never clicked. And I you know, and I get vulnerable here. I don't mind it, because we all go through shit. I don't even want to smash no more, bro. Like we don't get along, we don't have common interests, whatever. Because the last girl I was talking to, dude, we could sit there and watch, we could sit and talk for hours, bro. And I, you know, even though she did some scandalous, tried to do some scandalous shit, dude, like it is what it is. I chalk it to the game. But, you know, if she needed something, I would come through for her, for sure. And she come through for me. She was solid. Like, outside the bullshit, it was cool. So, you know, once you form that connection with somebody, bro, sometimes it supersedes sexual attraction, bro, a little bit, you know. But it got to be something that attracts you to the person and to the woman, to you, just to get to that point. But to be honest, man, like that's real shit about the 80-20 rule. And it's things that a lot of you dudes, man, y'all get in relationships, y'all got to keep y'all grooming up just like you did when you was getting fresh. Don't get out of shape. Keep your grooming habits up for date nights. You got to get your hair cut. You got to keep your skin up. It's things that you can do to get closer to that 20%. You could be on the fringe. It could be just you ain't got money to keep yourself up, or you don't know how to keep your appearance up, or you don't know how to dress. Now, you know, if I do some styling videos, it ain't gonna be like, you know, wearing suits and I do some button-ups and some shit. I'll show y'all how I switch it up for holidays and birthdays, but regularly I'm in just regular shit and I make it look good. That'll be what it is, colognes and all that type of stuff, and that can tip the scales in your favor. Listen to me, that can tip the scales in your favor. A lot of y'all ninjas don't, like, y'all ain't ugly, y'all just undesirable because of your dress. There's a lot of dudes that can't dress, and there's a lot of women that can't dress. I attracted women who couldn't dress for a minute, bro. Like, it wasn't to the point where they couldn't, like, it was to the point where they wasn't attractive, but it was to the point where, like, you know, it could be a little bit better. But and that's one thing women will be honest with me about, is like, okay, yeah, I can't really dress. You pick something out for me to wear, and to me that ain't a deal breaker. It really ain't. You know, there ain't no deal breaker for me where you can't. I mean, like, if you can't straight up dress, then yeah, like yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yes, things that you could do to bump yourself up closer to that 20%. Obviously, you can't grow taller. Medium man say one of the things he do is he knew he was 5'9". He knew he couldn't grow in laterally, so up and down, so he grew width, so he got stronger. He started lifting weights. So yeah, all that, man, all that's imperative and shit, man, to that rule. So now some of y'all could be in that 20%, but grooming, habits, nails, clothes, style, cologne, teeth, you know, getting a car, getting money, you know, being more confident, nigga, you is the shit. You is the prize. You tell yourself that all the time, like, I'm the shit. You all right? She missed out on this. That's how I look at it, bro. And that's the confidence that you gotta have. But that is what it is. Maybe a part 2 come this video. Maybe to make it a series. I can't call it. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notification. You go live or drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support, peace.